Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Luis Garcia Jr. in the building, ready to debut in the Bronx. A rainy day has turned into a sunny night as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Cardinals in the first game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Paul O'Neill. So happy to be with you this Monday evening for Yankees baseball on Yes. The trade deadline has come and gone. We take a look at the Yankees deadline acquisitions. Elliot Ramos, the Yankees bring over from the Giants, 292, 835 OPS against lefties this season. Luis Garcia Jr., the Yankees acquire from the Nationals, third in the majors in slugging. He's in the lineup tonight, batting third. Paul, what did the Yankees get in Garcia?
Well, it's pretty evident what the Yankees need, and that's some offense. They added a big bat, a left-handed bat that could really play well here in Yankee Stadium. He is pulling the ball much more. Had a tremendous year, 76 RBIs, 23 home runs. If he can bring that bat to the Bronx, he's going to help the Yankees.
Yeah, that porch calling his name, 7 MLB seasons. Born in New York City, moved to the DR at age 3. And Paul told you about the career highs on the production side this season. Well, coming up, our Meredith Marakovich chats with the Yankees skipper about Garcia, how he fits into the Yankee picture. That's coming up next, right here on Yes.
Bronx tonight, and he will wear number 26. It is Luis Garcia Jr. He was acquired from the Nationals yesterday. He is in tonight's starting lineup. He will bat third and play first base. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovich. The Yankees have desperately been searching for some more offense. It has been hard for them to score runs as of late, and they believe that this move is going to help spark that offense a little bit. Earlier, Aaron Boone spoke about what he thinks Luis Garcia Jr. will bring to the table.
Kind of a wrecking ball in the National League this year. I think leading that league in slugging, I think becomes an instant presence in our lineup. And, obviously we've had our struggles offensively, for a good stretch now. And we think he helps that a lot. So excited to get him in here. Here are some amazing things about the person. So looking forward to having him get settled in here and getting to know him a little bit, but excited about the presence he brings to this team.
And for Luis Garcia Jr.'s part, he is excited to be here. He used to wear number 2 in honor of Derek Jeter. He was born in the New York area and said it is just an honor to be putting on the pinstripes tonight. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network when we get back. Camp Schlittler gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Tunnel to Towers. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Buy Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com and buy the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. It rained heavy all morning and afternoon, and then it has become a beautiful night at the ballpark here at the stadium.
Yeah, it's a turn. It was a day of 2 days, really. When I woke up, I'm like, we're not playing today.
Right.
And by the time we got to the ballpark, the sun's out.
And you saw Luis Garcia Jr. getting ready to go. Yankees getting ready to take the field. Deadline day is now in the past. 6 p.m. Eastern has come and gone. The Yankees with a couple of additions, Luis Garcia Jr. and Elliot Ramos. Ramos not yet with them. Garcia in the lineup tonight. Will play first. Will bat third, and we'll see what kind of a lift he gives the lineup that's in need of one.
I know one thing he will not do, Brian. He won't come to the Yankees and wear number 2. How's that?
That's right.
That's kind of taken.
Yeah. That's not one you're you're getting off the board right there. Oh. War number 2 with the Nats, and we'll wear number 26 here at the stadium as the Yankees take the field behind Cam Schlittler as they get ready to play the first of 3 against the Cardinals. Garcia looking good in the pinstripes as he gets ready for his warm-ups at first base. And we'll take a look at the Cardinals starting lineup. J.J. Weatherholt, the impressive rookie, leads off. Jordan Walker having a huge year, bats second. Then it's Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera, Brian Torres, Mason Wynn, Nathan Church, Jose Fermin, and Jimmy Crooks rounds out the Cardinals starting lineup. And on the mound for the Yanks, it's Cam Schlittler, 10-6, a 2.04 ERA. Let's check out the Nissan Pitchers Scouting Report.
Yeah, 90 plus, and we're not talking about his fastball because that's upper 90s, but 90% or more fastballs this year. It's just amazing what he has done. But he is adding more. I mean, everybody knows about his fastball and how much he throws it. Last time out, he started throwing his curveball a lot more, almost up to 20%, which is second most he ever has in his whole career, and everything you hope for. I don't know how else you say it. I mean, he's done everything. Since his first start this year, he's been spectacular all year. I mean, he leads in a lot of the pitching categories. He has been fun to watch so far.
And why right now you'd say he's the favorite for the American League Cy Young. Let's take a look at defense, brought to you by our local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Spencer Jones, Trent Grisham, Dominguez across the outfield, McMahon, Caballero on the left side, Chisholm and Garcia on the right, and Austin Wells, who has hit better of late, behind the plate. So we will walk to the plate with J.J. Weatherholt. The Yankees and Cardinals will get ready to start this 3-game set.
A couple storied franchise going at it. It's so cool to see, you know, the big name franchises, you know, matching up in Yankee Stadium.
Something about seeing the uniforms together on the field, right? Schlittler ready. And here comes the first pitch of the evening from Cam. Little high with 98, 1-0. Last time out, Tuesday at Chicago, 6 1/3 innings of 2-hit, 1-run ball, 8 strikeouts, no decision in that one.
Yeah, it looked like a win on the board when he left the mound and ended up losing in 12 innings in Chicago that night.
And you talked about it, the increased use of the curve in that start. And that's been a theme over the last few starts for Cam. The 2-0. And he's missed with his first 3-0. There was the first roll call for Luis Garcia Jr. And 4 pitches out of the zone to begin things from Schlittler. And here was the response to the creatures. Well, maybe he adds a little flavor to it at some point.
But I had to warn him about that. When you come out, I guess, you know, as an opposing player, you do realize they do it, but you never think about them doing it for you. But that was his first roll call.
Here's Walker having a big season. There's a strike.
Hey, guys. Sorry, Ryan. I did speak to him before the game, and I asked him what he was going to do for roll call. So he has been thinking about it since about 3:30 this afternoon.
See, how about that? Good stuff, Meredith. By the way, Meredith is going to give us a treasure trove of great nuggets throughout the night. He's on the call with Brian Cashman as well. He just broke down the trade deadline. Do you remember roll call for you, Paul, and when you kind of like
roll call? I remember trade days. Remember everything.
Yeah,
sure.
But when you thought about, okay, what am I going to do here?
You know, it was just a wave. You have to acknowledge them. You know,
yeah, they're going to keep going until you do,
or it'll turn into a boo, and you don't want that early in the game either.
The 0-2. Paul, I'm trying to think. Did they start it after you were here?
You know, Ryan, my memory only goes back about 20 years. We're past that.
But you know what's funny? Between all of us, usually we have, you, me, Troy Benjamin in the truck who's a computer.
I think it started after I got here.
I think it did too. Walker swings and misses and a strikeout from Cam.
Well, Walker, he's had a breakout year. You remember him in the All-Star game with the home runs, but not going to catch up to that one. Around it a little bit with a little slight cut, but stays up in the zone and just rides above the barrel.
Now, most people say it started in '98, so yeah, after you were here. Alec Burleson takes a strike, cutter over the outside corner, 0-1.
Now you see good numbers for Burleson this year, 284, 15 home runs. St. Louis's offense has absolutely not shown up for about a month now. They're kind of going through the same things that the Yankees are going through offensively, but don't have near the pitching that the Yankees do.
Yeah. The umpire scouting report brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Neutral for Andy Fletcher. 28th MLB season. He is the crew chief. Alex Tossi, Corey Blazer, and Austin Jones, the other umpires. 0-2 here on Burleson.
Weatherholt will run 12 stolen bases on the year, so you got to keep that in mind. He's the guy that is kind of the spark of this team. Imagine being a rookie and coming in and then signing a $115 million contract, knowing the organization is kind of got to build around you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you got in J.J. Weatherholt.
Former number 7 overall pick. Leads off first right now. Fouled straight back. Right, and that's one of those moves organizationally where you think he's going to be a franchise cornerstone, and you say, hey, we'll lock him up now. We'll buy out the arbitration years, a year of free agency, and if you're Weatherholt, you're saying, all right, I'll take it.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'll take the security. That ball is rocked to right field and gone. A big start for Burleson in St. Louis as Alec Burleson's 16th homer of the year gives the Cardinals a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, he caught up to a fastball after fouling a couple off. That's when you notice that you're getting seeing foul balls instead of swing and misses as you did before with Jordan Walker. You might want to mix that curveball in, but he went with the fastball again. Burleson kind of cheated. Easily got to this ball again. This is kind of the cutter that kind of just sits right there. That's not where you want it.
And these days, 2-0 hole, it feels big.
Yes. Times are changing, though. Right? They're back at home.
Yeah.
I see the ball a little bit better.
Von Herrera heading the count 2-0. We've not seen a curve yet in this first inning from Schlittler.
Outside, and it actually backs up. He's trying to get around that fastball and kind of cut it a little bit, maybe to the outside corner, and it just kind of stays flat.
There's a strike from Cam. So a leadoff walk to Weatherholt, a strikeout of Walker, and then the 2-strike homer from Burleson. And another walk from Schlittler.
A weird start here for Schlittler. He always comes out in the first inning throwing hard. He's at 98, 99, but has not been able to command the fastball, which we've gone over 90% of his pitches. So You know, usually the first inning, he is very good at coming out and throwing strikes. I mean, this is just kind of a rest, I think, to give to Wells. I think he caught that ball off his thumb. It takes a little bit of time to get over there.
You just don't see many innings where Cam walks two batters. He had walked 26 all year entering tonight. That's 26 in 23 starts. Now, Brian Torres in the lineup was not initially, but just before the start of this one, Lars Nootbaar was traded to Arizona, and so Torres replaced him in the lineup. You know what was nice? St. Louis made it an even switch. It was just Torres right in the spot that Nootbaar was in, so we didn't have to redo the whole lineup sheet.
You see, I'm an advantage there because I don't make up a lineup sheet, so I don't have to change it.
You avoid the problem entirely. Yeah, my scorebook was having some nervous moments after that deal. "20 pitches for Schlittler thus far in this first. 1-2. The 1-2. Mixed a curve in there finally. Misses there. 2-2.
When you haven't seen a curve all day, I mean, that's a really good take by Torres to pick up the spin of that ball, be able to lay off.
Just missed with that sinker, and the count is full. Schlittler has not walked 3 batters in an inning all season. The 3-2, runner going, pitch fouled away. Paul, you get so used to him going out and just dominating in a way that feels so effortless that when he has an inning like this, almost takes you back a moment.
Yeah, you're thinking, oh boy, is that one of those nights?
Yeah.
Every once in a while you get off to a tough start, and if you can find yourself, you get through this first inning, and next thing you know, you start challenging yourself to get through 5 or 6 and leave that 2 up there, and that's it.
Runner goes again and fouled away again.
These are the nights where in the past you've noticed that a lot of pitches, a lot of foul balls, that it's almost like Cam gets a little frustrated that he's not getting the swing and misses.
Runner goes again. The 3-2 is laced into right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Not a good read there from Herrera, who held up and had to stop at second despite running on a pitch. But the Cardinals continue to flood the bases. First and second, 1 out.
Another fastball just off the end of the bat. But yeah, back to your point, right? Herrera, I mean, if you're going to take off on the pitch and it's hit, instinctively you want to stop, but there's no reason to. You might as well just round it because they're going to get you anyway if the ball's caught on the shoestrings. But you get caught in the middle there. I mean, you might as well just keep running. And it's the same thing as a hit and run. When you're in motion, there's no reason to stop if the ball's hit until you pick up a high fly ball. Then you get back.
And it's not like, I mean, Dominguez clearly wasn't catching that ball off the bat. So Yankees catch a little bit of a break there. Schlittler trying to get through it. Here's Mason Wynn. And inside. It's not a sharp start here from Cam. Trying to limit the damage. 2 runs already in on the Burleson 2-run homer. First and second, 1 out. 27 pitches from Schlittler. There's a strike, 1-1.
Well, you hear about his win and his defense. Ex-Gold Glover from last year just has not been able to throw up 15 home runs his first year in the major leagues, and then offensively is kind of nosedive, but you cannot take that glove away from him. He is something at shortstop.
One and two on Wynn. 30th pitch of the inning upcoming here. Chop to second. Chisholm will fire to first. Now they'll try and get the runner at second and two. Heads up play by Chisholm. That was the only way he was going to make the double play happen. So the Yankees avoid further damage from the Cards. 2-0 St. Louis. Well, Cam Schlittler able to get out of it without yielding any more. 2-0 St. Louis. After a half inning, we take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. Trent Grisham leading off. Then it's Ben Rice, Luis Garcia Jr. making his Yankees debut. Will bat third. Spencer Jones had some big moments on the road trip. Bats fourth. Dominguez, Chisholm, McMahon, Caballero, and Wells round out the Yankees starting lineup. And Michael McGreevy on the mound for St. Louis. Let's check out the Nissan pitchers scouting report.
Well, McGreevy, he's been really good, but boy, did he have a bump in the road his last outing. He had been pretty good, but all of a sudden, bad last outing, 7 earned runs in 1 2/3 inning. You'll see a lot of balls in play, though. Doesn't strike out a lot of hitters. Second lowest in the National League at only 16%, but does not walk a lot of guys either. So you see a lot of swings. Good sinker. Hitters are only hitting 198 against his sinker this year.
And here's Grisham looking to break out of it. He has been in a struggle for the last 17 games. 5 for his last 57. That's 088. And ill-timed, obviously, with the bats the Yankees are missing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it was evident on the road. You know, they had an opportunity to win a lot of games with the pitchings they had, and you know they had a solid road trip. But boy, the hitting, and the ability to score runs, has just not been there recently.
I thought this was an amazing nugget, Paul. We get great stats every day in our one sheet from our amazing research department, but you know, since the All-Star break, the Yankees are 5-4 in games in which they scored 2 runs or fewer. The rest of the majors are 16 and 136.
Yeah, it's just not the recipe. I mean, you've got good pitching, but you just can't lean on it every single night. You got to score some runs. That's the fun part of the game as an everyday player.
And that's what the man who will bat third this inning is here to help them do. McGreevy deals inside, and the count is full on Grisham. Ben Rice on deck. Grisham stays alive. Center and deep. Walker on the track in front of the wall makes the catch for a loud first out. Take a look at the defense brought to you by our local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And our Car Shield defensive player profile focuses on Mason Wynn. Paul, you talked about it. One of the best defensive shortstops in baseball.
Yeah, they're pretty strong up the middle. If you look defensively, you've got Weatherholt at second. when it's short. So, you know, defensively, they're trying to build a team around it. And when you look back at the years where St. Louis was really good, I mean, defensively up the middle, you know, they always had Ozzie Smith at shortstop. And you know, you had a good second baseman in Tommy Herr. And it just, that's the way they played the game. They played defense. They had speed. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals are an organization that always seems to show up, make playoffs, win World Series. And they got a good idea how to get back there. And they're kind of in the midst of that now, trying to get younger, build around some of these young players to become those good teams again.
And they've gotten off to a good start this year, but have fallen off since you mentioned it, since the All-Star break. Just have not been able to score at all, and they sent a couple of pieces out at the deadline. Is this catcher's interference? Let's see.
I think he fouled the ball off, and that might have knocked the bat back in there. But boy, look close.
Rice has been struggling of late as well. 2 for his last 21. Still second in the majors in slugging, though. Only Yordan Alvarez with a higher slugging percentage, and then that man, Luis Garcia Jr., is third. The 2-2. Rice stays alive. The 2-2. Rice staying alive. McGreevy not much of a strikeout guy. Second lowest K percentage in the National League. Saw the way Grisham battled him in that first at bat before flying out to deep right. Rice battling here. And again, another foul ball.
Kind of like Schlittler in the first inning with the foul balls. You can see McCready, same thing, just putting his head down, like, you know, put it in play, strike out, do something, don't quit fouling the ball off.
The 2-2. There's ball 3. So 15 pitches already for McCreevy. And a payoff coming to Rice. The 3-2. Guess what, Paul?
Was that a foul ball?
It was. Another. Nine pitches this at bat already. The 10th coming right here. Rice grounds that one. Foul. Gonna have an 11th. Now the 11th pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Rice with Garcia waiting on deck. Another 3-2 and another foul ball.
Well, that pitch sequence is almost at the bottom of the screen as you look. Not much left in the kitchen sink there. You've seen everything he has.
Another payoff. Rice pops that one up. In play, shallow left. Torres down, makes the call, the catch. And the second out of the inning is made.
Batting third for the Yankees, the first baseman, number 26, Luis Garcia Jr., number 26.
Nice ovation for Luis Garcia Jr.
No, you want to continue to have those ovations. Well, all you got to do is hit home runs.
That's it.
Big hits.
That's it.
Be a fan favorite instantly. You know that?
Easy way to win this crowd's heart. See the numbers on the season really strong for Garcia. in Washington. The 1-0. Fly ball, center field, easy for Church. And Garcia retired in his first at bat as a Yankee. 1-2-3 go the Yanks. St. Louis 2, Yanks nothing through 1 at the stadium. Go all in on game nights with MLB Plus. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game. Game Day 3D, big inning and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Love that beautiful shot here of our wonderful city as we start the second inning. Cam Schlittler back to work, was able to limit the damage to 2 runs in the first. In a 30-pitch first inning. Alec Burleson's 2-run homer the difference right now. Paul, how much of a palpable boost was it for the rest of the guys in the clubhouse when you would get a deadline acquisition, especially someone who you felt like was going to make a difference for areas of weakness as that ball is fouled?
Well, you're always hearing all the rumors and all the things, and not every trade is going to happen. I'm sure Cashman and the organization try to do everything they can, but what they do is go out and try. And I think players appreciate that when you feel like you're on the same page as the organization, the front office, as far in trying to fill some holes to get you to the playoffs, where if you get to the playoffs, you get to the World Series, anything can happen. And with this pitching staff, you score some runs, a lot's going to happen.
And Paul, I was actually speaking with Garrett Cole after the game in Chicago yesterday, and he said that's one of the luxuries of being a New York Yankee. You know that the phone calls are going to be made every trade deadline, and they are going to do everything they can to try to make the roster better while they can. He said, just like everyone else, you're glued to the TV, glued to your phone, wondering what might happen and what they might potentially do. But he said he loves the fact that this organization is committed to going out there and making moves.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's a lot of teams out there that, kind of throw in the towel. And if you're on that team in the clubhouse, it's frustrating. And I can actually remember meetings. Joe Torre would have a meeting before the trade deadline. Say, don't get so caught up in this. You've still got to go out on the field, take care of business. And if it happens, it happens. I'm sure it is going to happen. Something will happen to help this team get better. But you're at the point of the year now where, everything you do, injuries got to get better, that every single game becomes a little bit bigger, and it's an exciting time to take the field.
Cam Schlittler with another walk. That's 3 already for Cam. Meredith, I know you were on the conference call with Cash just before the start of the game. What were some of the interesting notes of Brian Cashman's autopsy on the deadline and what they did and also what they didn't do?
Well, Ryan, I think first and foremost, Brian Cashman identified what we've all seen over the last several weeks, that this offense just has not been doing enough. So their first order of business was trying to acquire some guys that can add a spark to this offense. And you see it right there, Luis Garcia Jr., a guy that's going to be used a lot against right-handed pitching. Elliot Ramos, he's expected to be here tomorrow. Obviously, he crushes left-handed pitching, so they feel as though those are 2 moves that were possible to make that is going to make this roster better, especially while they wait for some of the big guys to get back, like an Aaron Judge, like a Giancarlo Stanton, and like a Cody Bellinger. Now, Brian Cashman was asked, does he still believe that Aaron Judge is going to be in the mix this season? And he said, look, that's a fair thing to ask at this point in time. They believe, based on the timeline, everything they've been told, that Judge is going to make it back this season, but they won't know more until he gets re-imaged again. They do not have a date for that yet, but they are still optimistic he's going to be in the mix here, as well as Giancarlo Stanton, and Cody Bellinger should be back in just a couple of weeks, Ryan.
The other thing, Meredith, that everybody expected the Yankees to try and bring in a right-handed hitting catcher. What did Brian Cashman have to say about that and those pursuits?
Well, Ryan, he said certainly they were shopping in that aisle, as he liked to call it, but ultimately did not feel as though they matched up with anyone in order to get that done. As he splits the outfielders there, Ryan, this looks like it is going to score a run.
Yep, it will. Odd route there from Dominguez, and it's now 3-0 St. Louis. Go ahead, Mara.
And Michael, Brian, one thing he's really liked is the way the catchers have handled the pitching staff, what they've done defensively, but offense has been lacking. Austin Wells has looked better lately, as has Sanchez, and Brian Cashman went on to say that he hopes that that trend continues. But they did have multiple conversations with the Baltimore Orioles about Adley Rutschman, and ultimately they just were not able to match up, or they weren't willing to match up to get that done. They felt as though they liked what they had, and they were able to add some offense in some other areas, Ryan.
Really good stuff, Mara, and I know we'll have more throughout the night. Thank you. You know, for a moment, Paul, looked like maybe Dominguez was going to be able to catch that ball, and then all of a sudden, the way he came at it, he couldn't even cut it off, turned it into a run.
Yeah, it's all about the routes in the first couple steps. I mean, you get the read, you're not going to catch it, but you might have to give a little bit to be able to glove this before it gets the wall. So he's going too straight at the ball where he doesn't give it all. Ends up going to the wall and scoring a run.
Been a tough start to this game for Schlittler. 2 walks in the first, gave up a 2-run homer to Burleson. A leadoff walk here in the second. That's already come around to score after the double from Fermin. Pitch count already at 44. No outs still here in the second. Jimmy Crooks. Heck of a name. Bat 9th. For St. Louis. Strike 3. Backdoor cutter, and Crooks is down looking one away.
It's almost like he quick pitched him in a stretch, held in this slide step, and kind of just caught Crooks just sitting there.
Here's Weatherholt. Made his major league debut on opening day and has had a really strong rookie season. Was the Texas League MVP for AA last year. Came into the season ranked 3rd on Baseball America's Top 100. You talked about the defense. He and Win play up the middle. I mean, the outs above average numbers for Weatherholt are off the charts at second base. One. Cam just has not been sharp so far tonight.
No, he hasn't been able to really locate his fastball, which is extremely unusual. And now he's trying to figure out how to get guys out. You've seen a couple curveballs. Try to go to a plan B here, and sometimes that has to happen.
Skied down the left field line into the seats, 2-2. Three and two.
If you notice, a lot of those cutters are almost backing up. There's really not a lot of sharp bite on them, and that's all obviously the release of the ball, and it's such a fine area. Still had the velocity in the first inning, but seems to be dipping down a little bit now.
Boy, this is just so rare to see walks like this from Schlittler. That's 4 walks already, and Matt Blake will make a trip out to the mound. Take a look at the leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. How about the RBI leaders in the National League? Jordan Walker with 81 of them, third in the NL.
Well, first time up, he threw the fastball right by him. That's really the really good fastballs he threw in the first inning. So whether you feel like you still have that pitch or you're going to do something different, but this is where outs can make or change this game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you give up a big inning the way your offense is going at this point, you're in trouble. Right now, you keep battling, let the Yankees get back in this game. You're still all right.
Exit velocity presented by Spectrum. Here are all of Walker's home runs this season. Spraying them all over the yard.
Well, I saw him spraying them all over in Philly. Schwarber, the hometown hero, was ready to walk away with that home run title, and he hit 4 or 5 consecutive to end up winning.
And a 107.8 average exit velocity on those homers. Not cheapies. Cam trying to keep it right here with the Yankees already down 3-0. He had Walker way off balance on that curve, just missed 1-1.
You can see the plan B starting to come into play with the curveballs, but you know, if you're going to throw him, he hasn't thrown one for a strike, I don't think, to this point. So if you're going to throw him, you have to show that you can throw it for a strike, or they're not going to wave at it.
Walker waves at that sinker, and it's 1-2. The 1-2. Missed with a curve there. 2-2. "55 pitches already for Cam." Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He has fanned Walker twice. Big strikeout there, 2 away.
Was not able to throw the curveball for a strike, but at least he showed him another pitch, and by doing that, that fastball up in the strike zone, way underneath it.
Here's Burleson, who homered his first time up. In the top 7 in the National League in hits, doubles, and ribbies. Went around 0-1. The Optimum Fiber famously fast replay. Here was the homer.
Yeah, after a lot of foul-offs and fastballs, kind of a backdoor cutter that just laid flat right there to his back.
Yeah, 1. And Cam ahead 0-2. Was able to strand runners at the end of the first. Trying to do the same thing here in another laborious inning in the second. The 0-2. Wells thought they had him, but not enough to challenge.
Yeah, the two-seamer trying to run it back. Doesn't look like it got to the inside corner. It was much closer than it looked.
Oh.
Actually a strike.
How about that? But Wells did not challenge it. The 1-2. Fouled back. Interesting that Wells was running into the dugout but did not challenge it. He's been very good this year. And obviously his instincts were right there on the run into the dugout. The 1-2. Got him. Cam able to minimize the damage. Another 30-plus pitch inning, 3-0 St. Louis.
Welcome back to the Bronx, where the Cardinals lead the Yankees 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. At about 3 o'clock this afternoon, a lot of action here at the stadium. Carlos Rodon was on the mound throwing a live session. He threw 40 pitches, 2 ups in that one. And who was he throwing to? None other than Giancarlo Stanton, seeing some live at-bats for the first time in a very long time. I spoke with Rodon after that session. He said he felt great. Next step will just be to build up that pitch count even more. Rodon said that's what it's all about right now. They haven't yet decided whether or not Rodon will throw one more live session or if he'll have a rehab start, but he does feel like he is moving in the right direction. Also noteworthy, Giancarlo Stanton, after that session, went out to the outfield and continued his running program. Ryan, no time frame exactly when Stanton will be back, but he is clearly making progress, and tomorrow it's going to be Clark Schmidt on the mound facing some hitters. He told me it'll be a 3-up session, probably around 45 pitches. After that, a potential rehab start for him. Schmidt was excited about his progress when he spoke in the clubhouse earlier today, saying he will do whatever this team needs. He just wants to be a part of it down the stretch, Ryan.
All right, Mara, thank you very much. Tonight's injury report was brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
You see, that's what
I felt it.
that wasn't supposed to go in the first row. That was supposed to go in the first row in the Bronx.
Oh, I love it. Does not get cheated. He's had some big home runs of late as he chops that weekly to second as well. And Wetherell just able to retire Jones for the first out.
Well, I tell you, we saw that grip. I mean, I'd love to see that as a hitter. You can see a dead changeup grip coming there. End up getting a rollover ground ball from Jones.
Curve in the dirt, 1-0. Dominguez has played regularly since being called back up and has not produced a lot, about a 660 OPS in these last 43 games. And you wonder if he's going to be yielding some playing time to Ramos once he joins the Yankees. Brian Cashman said earlier today he expects Ramos to play a lot here in August against both righties and lefties.
I mean, these are just huge opportunities. Spencer Jones, Dominguez, because these aren't times where, you know, you're just trying to get your feet wet. You know,
right.
These are times where the manager can call you in the office and say, we need you to produce for this team to win. And it's such a big thing because if you do it, then you've really jump-started your career.
Think about some of the moments Spencer Jones had on that road trip. Big impactful swings. 3-2. That's in there for a strike. Dominguez down looking 2 away.
Well, that's a two-seamer. We talked about it in the scouting report, and he's been very successful. Throw it right at the front hip. Dominguez gives up on it, and it really has a lot of plate when it's all said and done.
Chisholm fouls it back. Who's another guy the Yankees need to get going. You know, a couple weeks ago when he had that streak, the way his bat influenced wins and losses over the last 5 games, just 2 for 19 with 9 strikeouts.
I think every once in a while when Jazz goes through times where he slumps a little bit, he tries to come out of his slumps by hitting home runs and, you know, taking a little bit longer swing, a bigger swing. And that's kind of really what got you in the mess in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start staying, and he can be so good, you know, hitting up the middle. And he's going to hit his home runs. He has great power, but he could score runs by walks and stealing second and then scoring runs. Those are the things that not everybody can do.
Rolled to first. A 1-2-3 second for McGreevy. We go to the third, and the Cardinals lead it 3-0 at the stadium. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's pictures of Sabina and Chaz, who had a fun night at the stadium a few weeks ago. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. To the third inning we go. Cam Schlittler with a very high pitch count through 2. He's thrown 30 or more in each of the first 2 innings. Has managed to limit the damage to 3 runs despite a lot of traffic on the bases. See if he can gain any kind of a rhythm here in this third. Had big strikeouts of Walker and Burleson back-to-back with 2 on and 1 out in the second to end the inning.
Yeah, if you're Schlittler, I mean, this is one of those games where, you know, you come in expecting to be yourself, and so far you haven't been. So, you know, you kind of lower your expectations to the point where you really challenge yourself. All right, let me get through 5. And, you know, that's not his usual mentality. But after the pitches he's thrown and how hard he's had to go after these guys, you know, you got to have a short little challenge here. And that's to throw a couple more zeros up, get to the 5th inning, and at least get there.
Two. Fouled straight back.
You can see the velocity down a little bit, and I don't know if that has to do with just one of those nights, because early he was 98, 99, and then all of a sudden you start to take into account how many pitches, you know, in a short period of time. And again, the curveball set up for a strike 3, just not able to throw it for a strike.
Count is full on Herrera. Three-two. Fouled back. Cam walked the leadoff batter in the first and in the second. Both came around to score. Three-two. Another foul ball. This is going to be the 70th pitch of the night for Schlittler. With no outs in the third. Payoff. That is fought off foul as well into the third row behind the Yankee dugout. Three-two. Another foul. Nothing easy tonight for Cam.
A lot of foul balls, which just the ride on the fastball not there, the velocity down a little bit, the location, just everything just a smidge off. I don't care how good you are, you know. I don't care if you're Bob Gibson. You're going to have nights where, you know, sometimes everything's just not there.
3-2. Did he go? No, and that is the 5th walk of the night for Cam Schlittler, which has tied a career high. 1-0. Gets a call there, 1-1. Usually it looks so effortless for Cam, the way he efficiently mows down the opponents. Just has not been that way tonight from the first batter. Runner goes, throw down, not in time. And a stolen base there for Herrera.
Only Herrera's 7th of the year, but you know, this was stolen on Cam. See, just kind of a running start, just standing there acting like nothing, and got a great jump. See the new way you put the tag on. You hold it on there in case that foot comes off the base with the replay. Good job by picking it by Caballero and giving him a chance if he comes off the base.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Cam. 1 down.
Kind of a defensive swing here. Again, going to the cutter. Not a great one, but just kind of a weak hack. Just trying to look like almost trying to foul it off.
Cam first in the AL in ERA. WAR, whip. Fouled away. 2nd in batting average against, 2nd in OPS, 1st in strikeout to walk ratio. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2. 1-2. In there for a strike. Back-to-back strikeouts from Cam, 2 away.
Yeah, he's really gone to that cutter a lot. And, you know, if you're a fastball pitcher, it seems to me that, you know, you want to get back to square one. And that's the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer. And that's the 6th strikeout of the night for the Yankees. Brought to you by your local Tri-State Alley dealer.
Well done there, Paul.
A little nervous on that. Came out of nowhere on me. I'll make it a point not to talk during the 6th.
No, you know what? I made an executive call there. I turned that paper towards you because I knew you had it, and you did.
I thought you were writing me notes. I didn't know I was supposed to read something.
No. Just giving you reads. Felt confident in your ability there. Line drive, base hit left field. Herrera being waved home. Here's the throw from Jones. Not in time. It's an RBI single from Nathan Church. And the St. Louis lead is now 4-0.
Well, you're definitely not seeing Cam Sutler at his best. His ball up in the strike zone. Really nice piece of hitting. Just shoot it the other way. Spencer Jones not able to get rid of it quick enough to give him a shot at the plate.
I mean, look at the difference. The last 2 starts for Cam compared to tonight. That ball's hit in the air to left and deep. Jones back, twisting, makes the catch on the track for the final out of the 3rd. But the Cardinals add another. It's 4-0 St. Louis. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Oh, some of the legends who have worn Cardinals and Yankees uniforms throughout the years. You're talking about all-time greats donning these uniforms as we get ready to start the bottom of the third. St. Louis a 4-0 lead as McMahon leads off.
Top two organizations in championships. You know, you would always think, oh, the Dodgers. But no, the Cardinals 11. Well, numbered by the Yankees 27.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
It's a distant second.
It's kind of like what you saw up there with Lou Brock and Ricky Henderson. Remember Ricky? I finally broke Lou Brock's record that he threw, another 500 on top of it.
Yeah, shattered it. One of the all-time greatest speeches I've ever heard. Him the day he broke the record. Today, I am the greatest of all time.
Yes. I do remember that. I'm surprised he didn't say
Ricky's the greatest of all time.
Because you know what, he used to talk to you. It was always in third person. I was like, Ricky, I know who you are, man.
Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost. If you're a selected player, it's home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. See the odds on McMahon and Caballero. Yankees looking for their first base runner of the night. It has been a slog getting through these first 2.5 innings of the stadium. McMahon down on strikes. Second strikeout for McGreevy.
Well, this changeup mimics his two-seam fastball really well. And you see the grip there. Same kind of spin, but just takes a lot off of it. That McMahon way out in front.
Here is Caballero. One and 0. Caballero 6 for his last 14. A homer, a double, 3 ribbies. 1-1. You know, I've watched you eat a lot over the years.
You have?
Yeah. Well, you eat a lot in the booth. From statistician to here, I've been in the booth with you a lot.
Right. I forgot about
Today, you pulled out something I've never seen you consume before.
Which is what?
Graham crackers.
Oh, that's a dessert. It's a must. It's a staple.
I love them too, but I never knew you were a graham cracker guy.
You gotta wash them down with a little ice cream. It's good.
Very nice combination there.
Something. To this day, Andy, my oldest, can remember graham crackers and milk watching TV on couch.
I love
It's
it.
the way it is.
It was an O'Neill family staple.
It was.
That was a big late night snack for my dad too. He'd go in the cabinet. He'd always walk around with a full graham cracker hanging out of his mouth.
Nice.
As Caballero gives the Yankees their first base runner of the night. Now the Yankees did not acquire a catcher at the deadline, and Meredith detailed for us, Brian Cashman taking the media through why things didn't match up when it came to the Yankees, price tag, who was available, etc. If you want to play the optimistic card, which I understand when you look at the season numbers of Austin Wells, it's hard to stomach that. But his last 15 games, he's been really productive at the plate. You hope maybe you could find that level of production with more consistency. His last 15 games, an 886 OPS. Yankees could really use that.
Well, there's no doubt it's been kind of a black hole behind the plate offensively. Done a great job defensively, but you just didn't ever expect these type of numbers going into August.
Yeah.
Austin Wells. Sometimes you hear all the rumors we're going to get another catcher, and all of a sudden it didn't happen. And Austin Wells might be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I got an opportunity now to turn this thing around. I could be the hitter I'm supposed to be for the rest of the year. It's not going to make up for what I did to this point. But if you can play little games with yourself mentally, you can get away from just, beating yourself up every single day about not putting up the numbers you expected.
Such a great point, Paul. Maybe there's a little exhale in the aftermath of, hey, this opportunity is still right there in front of him.
Yep.
The 1-2. Caballero started and stopped. 2-2.
And guys, I know you weren't in Chicago, but I don't know if you caught it. Austin Wells' unbelievable tribute to Thurman Munson the other day. He had catching gear that resembled Thurman's on the back of it. It had his card, his stat line, and of course his retired number 15. Well, that was the mustache yesterday. He said maybe a little extreme, but he tried. And now today, trimmed it a little bit.
And that was really cool there. Looking at the equipment, the baseball card there, the Fu Manchu, the whole deal as Wells rifles a single into center field, stayed on that nicely, and gives the Yankees their first hit of the night.
You talk about a tomahawk. I mean, that ball's up in his eyes, and he stayed through it. Again, when you get that launch angle, that's everybody wants to talk about launch angle. Well, if you use that on this ball, you're never going to hit it. See how the hands are on top of the baseball. And it just keeps the barrel through the zone. I thought it was amazing to me when we were watching the home run derby. Barry Bonds was talking about home runs. Here's one of the most prolific, if not the most, of all time. And he talked about, this guy, his hands have to be above the baseball. And I almost fell off the couch. I thought, I only thought this. But you know what? To keep the bat through the zone, your hands have to be above the ball. And now you're so into, launch angles and getting the ball in the air. It just does not produce high averages, and it doesn't give you the opportunity to hit that pitch a little bit high out of the strike zone.
Such an interesting point, and yeah, Wells able to cover that pitch by keeping his hands above the baseball.
Well, if you think about it, you think, hands above the ball, you're just going to ground the ball out. But if your hands are above the ball as you start to swing through the plane where you're going to hit the ball, it evens out and it starts to come up anyway. That's just, kind of the way you swing. But if you start below, I mean, you have such a short duration to really make good contact with the ball.
Yeah. Yanks with an opportunity here to climb back in. Rice on deck. Grisham flew out deep to right his first time up. The 1-2. And it's 2-2 on Grisham.
I don't know if I should be talking hitting right now. I got the old timers day on Saturday.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, what I don't, just listen what I say, not what I do anymore.
Wow. I see a gapper for you on Saturday,
Really?
Paul. Yeah.
You're the first.
Just take it easy as you think for second.
Believe me. I saw Mariano hobbling up the hall last year, yes. Yeah. It's all fun and games, so you're hobbling, right?
You got 18 holes you need to be walking.
Exactly.
Another 2-2. That is inside, and the count is full on Grisham.
Anybody in this lineup can take more close pitches than Grisham. I mean, he seems to be at full counts time and time again. Just a tremendous eye of strikes and balls.
Caballero leads off second, Wells off first. The 3-2 tipped into the glove, and Grisham is retired, 2 away.
Well, not overpowering, just set up a sinker, and it just kind of went. Kind of stayed at its plane, really. You see the two seam kind of going away, but didn't really have a lot of sink on it. But Grisham right through it.
Now here is Rice. 2 for his last, 22. Yanks could use a big swing right now and chases the change, 0-1.
Yeah, the fans have kind of been sitting on their hands here because, you know, offense gets the fans going, and to this point, nothing yet. But a big hit right here, get them on their feet.
See Tim Hill up in the Yankee pen. Cam, 83 pitches through 3 innings. One and one on Rice. Yankees could use a big swing here from the All-Star. With Caballero leading off second, Wells off first. Rice skies that in the air down the left field line. Torres into the corner on the track will make the catch to end the inning. The Yankees threaten but don't score. To the 4th we go. Yanks trail 4-0. Tim Hill in relief of Cam Schlittler. Just 3-inning outing for Cam. This bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. So the Yankees, you would think, would not have the services of Hedrick tonight, certainly, after working the last 2 games. See, bullpen's been taxed pretty good over the last few days.
Yeah, they have not had a day off in a while, and they've been pressure situations, so you're using a lot of the same guys in the same situations. I think this was just a case that Aaron Boone is, you know, there's no reason to just beat Cam Schlittler down. He does not have his great stuff tonight. Really, really labored just to get through 3.
One. 1-2. Crooks, part of a 3-man catching trio for the Cardinals. Along with Ivan Herrera and Pedro Pajes. You're right, though, Paul. There's times where, you know, one of your starters doesn't have it right, and you're thinking, okay, going to keep him in there, keep riding him, see if they can find it or just grind through the 4 or 5. But there was no relief in that outing from Schlittler. Never found the rhythm. The pitch count just got so elevated.
We just came off a stellar outing in Chicago, so it's not like you're worried about his stuff. It was just one of those nights that things didn't line up right or something, and you know, just there's no reason to try to. You give him every opportunity to turn it around, but then all of a sudden it's like, you know what, you're better off leaving this game and give us a good outing in 5 days.
Yankees starters, 4 runs allowed tonight. They had allowed 3 runs in their previous 6 starts. Just how ridiculous they had been. As Hill wins the battle with Crooks, 1 down.
Well, Tim Hill, no fun for a lefty with that sidearm delivery. See that 2-seam spin? See that little balance. By that sidearm, you kind of open up as a lefty, and you kind of lose your balance to get that ball outside. You just can't reach it.
Castro warming in the Yankee pen. Weatherholt has walked twice, scored in the first. Grounds this one to second. Chisholm backs up. 2 down.
Well, this is what Aaron Boone's looking for. You know, you get some guys that give you some zeros. Hopefully, you know, you pop one in the stands or get back in this game. But right now, in the past week, it's all about the bullpen, you know, trying to hold the lead. Now it's trying to keep it where it is to give the offense a chance to wake up.
One and 0 on Walker. Poke to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Dominguez over to cut it off. Walker will be held to a 2-out single.
Well, one guy who was glad to see Schlittler leave was Walker with a couple strikeouts. But then this is what's coming at you, a little two-seamer. As it starts to sink, he just cuts it off. Doesn't try to pull it, just shoots it the other way. Boy, it looks so easy when you do things right. Right? As big as Walker is, he's a base stealer, though. He's got 14 on the year, so obviously Tim Hill has an advantage being left-handed, but still got to keep an eye on him, especially with 2 outs, where you'll just take a chance as a runner and just go on first movement sometimes.
Burleson has struggled against lefties this year. 194 batting average. Didn't struggle on that swing. Goodbye. Second over the night from Alec Burleson. Another 2-run shot, and it is now a 6-0 Cardinals lead.
Well, 2 quick outs, and all of a sudden a base hit to right and another bolt by Burleson.
In 2024, he had hit 196 against lefties. Last year, looked like he found something out at 271. This year, back below 200, but a big swing there against the lefty.
Yeah, against the lefty, you know, that sinker, you want to come in on the hands or down out of the strike zone. That ball's kind of stayed just on the inner half and gave him an opportunity. The old bail and whale kind of open up, and the ball's right there from a lefty.
On the field is strike, the hitter's challenging. Call is overturned. A ball. St. Louis still has 2 challenges remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
If you don't want to hear what a home run sounds like, well, that's it. Right off the bat. Line drive.
And if you want to hear what a broken bat sounds like, there it is. High throw, and Garcia keeps his foot on the bag for the final out of the top of the 4th. Well, Garcia says, hey, easy there. Well, let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Luis Garcia Jr. to hit 1 or more home runs. It is Yankee debut, second at bat. Flew out to center his first time and takes strike 1 to McGreevy. Garcia was first in the National League in slugging, 9th in homers, 4th in ribbies. The numbers against righties this year, fantastic. 295 batting average and 918 OPS. And this will also now send Paul Goldschmidt back into that role against lefties. He did such a great job for so long against both lefties and righties before the struggles started over the last few weeks.
Well, he's got a quick bat.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Here's Garcia's home runs. Looks like a swing built for Yankee Stadium.
Well, you see the one to left field and one to center, and everything else is pulled. But, you know, you can tell just by watching him swing in that. I mean, that's just a beautiful thing. 2 strikes. Don't try to pull everything, that ball off the end of the bat, but just lace the other way. It's got to be a relief, too. I don't care what kind of year you have. When you get traded first night in, you want to get some things done. Having a couple good at-bats is one of them, and that's a great swing right there.
Luis Garcia Jr. with his first hit as a Yankee. Big smile on his face.
It kind of opens up, but you'll see his shoulder stay square, hands stay back, and he's still able to handle the outside pitch. See the front hip open, but he's able to keep his hands back and just lace that ball to left field, and that's just a gift. That's a great swing.
1-0. 2-0 on Jones. The 2-0. And it's 3-0 on Spencer Jones. Takes a strike, 3-1. Last 8 games, Jones 3 homers and OPS of 1062. Ahead in the count, 3-1 here. Smashes that foul.
And McGreevy kind of hung that. A lot of times pitchers, when they have to throw a breaking ball for a strike, they kind of aim it. And that's the case right there. A hanging breaking ball. Jones just able to foul it off.
3-2. Jones stays alive again. Yankees thinking about a catcher interference maybe there. They will not. Three-two, swing and a miss. 4th strikeout for McGreevy.
Well, if you look at that count, it was the hanging breaking ball that he missed. Then he gets to a 3-2 changeup and well thrown. Ball just dived out of the strike zone. But you can always break at bats down to, did I really have a good pitch to hit? And in that case, yes. And you had a hanging breaking ball. You foul it off. You give him an opportunity to come back and make a good pitch and get a strikeout.
Dominguez struck out his first time. Golfs that to second. Weatherall makes the catch. 2 down. And Paul, this really feels like one of those "that's baseball, Susan" games, because if you looked on paper, I mean, the Cardinals offense has been horrible. The last month, they are last in Major League Baseball in virtually every offensive category. Cam Schlittler is the favorite for the American League Cy Young, coming off 2 brilliant starts. And yet, he lasted just 3 innings. The Cardinals have a 6-0 lead here in the 4th.
It's not a video game.
Right.
You're saying that analytically that doesn't fit the bill. It's not what's supposed to happen.
Sometimes what you punch in isn't what gets put out on the field. And that's baseball, Susan. Chisholm fouls that away. Garcia leads off first. Chisholm grounds one to Weatherholtz. Gloves it, tosses, inning over. Yankees can't do anything with the leadoff hit. Beautiful night in the city. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Brian Torres leading off. Cardinals have scored in every inning. The 2-1.
Pitcher's called a ball, catcher's challenge.
T-Mobile. It's a challenge from Austin Wells. Yeah.
Call is overturned. The strike. New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, that's an uncomfortable feeling when the umpire puts his mask on. Yeah, you got what you want. It's just like, well, yeah, you missed it. What do you do?
Right. It's humbling, right? You are corrected in front of 50,000 people. Paul, how aggressive do you think you would have been as a hitter on the ABS challenges?
You know what? I just know that you know the strike zone. You think you do, but I just like the opportunity to take away the umpire getting at you. And there were times back when I was playing and even before then that umpires could take the bat out of your hand intentionally, and that shouldn't be part of the game. So that challenge in itself takes that away. And the umpires, don't get me wrong, are much better now because they're graded. And, you know, you can't have a travel day and call the ball a foot outside to make it quicker and things like that. So if we could make this quicker, we would, right, Brian? Let's go.
Aaron Boone going to the pen. It is time for...
How about that?
Thank you, Mel. How about that with Mason Wayne as a high school freshman was required by his mother to take a Money Matters class to prepare for managing future pro earnings. His mother kept him from playing high school football, telling a coach his arm was worth $1 million, and he routinely threw 98 miles an hour in high school and entered pro baseball as a two-way prospect before moving exclusively to shortstop after a minor arm issue. Mom knew what she was doing there.
Mom had some confidence.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
There's Kervin Castro. Last MLB appearance was July 22nd. And he deals up high.
I look back at when I got to sign a contract. My mom said, you know what, you're going to college in the off season. Oh, she was so sure.
Wanted that backup plan?
Uh-huh.
See how many pitches Castro can give the Yankees here tonight. In case you're just joining us, Cam Schlittler with a rough one, labored through 3 innings, allowed 4 runs through 83 pitches in those 3 innings. Tim Hill got 2 quick outs in the 4th, and then a single from Walker and a 2-run homer from Alec Burleson, his 2nd homer of the game. And those are the 6 runs for St. Louis. Castro's an audible grunter, huh?
All I know is it's a good night to be a fan, other than the Yankees are losing, because it's foul ball after foul ball. It's just like they're chucking balls in the stands everywhere.
Souvenirs galore. Strike 3, got him looking. Win down on strikes.
After a couple good fastballs, boom, a nice breaking ball right on the outside corner.
Castro threw 16 pitches on Saturday on 1 day of rest here, had 3 days of rest before that. Two-0, 3-0. Nathan Church has walked, singled, driven in a run, and scored a run. 3-1. Church has really struggled at the plate since the beginning of July, but a productive night thus far. He attended El Toro High School in Lake Forest, California with Paul Skeens. That school also produced Austin Romine, Nolan Arenado, Matt Chapman.
Pretty good high school program.
Yeah. And Church works his 2nd walk of the night. Here's Fermin. There's a strike. 0-1. Yankees with just 2 hits so far tonight. A single from Austin Wells and a single from new acquisition Luis Garcia Jr. There goes the runner. A throw down in time. Right on him. As Chisholm makes the tag, and Church is caught stealing 2-4. He led Chisholm right into the runner, and Church eliminated. Decisions presented by Sage Paul, what have you seen from McGreevy tonight?
Wow, he's really used his sinker and changeup, and both of them have the same action, just different speeds, and pretty much a way to the scouting report. Doesn't walk guys. You're going to have to hit the ball, put the ball in play, but not overpowering.
4 shutout innings for McGreevy so far. Bouncing back after that rough outing his last time out. Gave up 7 runs in an inning and 2/3, as Paul detailed in the scouting report.
Was that tonight?
I was going to say a couple hours ago. Paul, I mean, I know for you especially, every at-bat was precious. How much different is it focusing when you step in the box in a game you're down 6?
Well,
nothing kind of feels like a slog.
I've always said, you know, this at-bat leads to the next one, and it leads to tomorrow, and then the whole week. So, you know, as soon as you just lose your concentration, give up an at-bat, you don't know if you can just hit the magic switch if you know you need it the next time up. So, you know, you do have a lot every single time to try to accomplish, and whether it's a good swing or using an at bat to find something that you're missing. It's a good swing right there by McMahon.
McMahon, a leadoff single, Yankees' 3rd hit of the night. Caballero grounds it foul, wide of 3rd. And he wants a new piece of lumber.
Well, that gamer's no longer a gamer. We got a new one.
Yeah.
You know how sad it was if you were going through a hitting streak and your bat just gets dirty and beat up. It just looks so good, and all of a sudden one swing and it's gone. You got to start all over again with a brand new shiny one to try to get something going.
What's the longest amount of time you'd have one bat for?
Funny you were saying that. I was kind of thinking, I bet if you just were hitting, just at an unbelievable, maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, that's a long one.
Yeah.
Because you could go out, you feel bad, and take a couple pearls out of there, and you're back in the bat rack the next day because you broke them both.
Boy, that's got to be tough if you have one that you've really been.
Oh, it's just perfect.
Oh. And then all of a sudden it breaks on you.
Usually it was by, it wasn't something the pitcher, it was by, doing something wrong mechanically, getting out front, hitting it off the end of the bat. If I faced Randy Johnson every day, I would have used one at bat the whole year. I never even hit it. Foul ball doesn't usually break the bat.
The 0-2 is high, 1-2.
You do have separate bats for BP, though. You'd have your batting practice bats, which a lot of times you would tape the barrels so they wouldn't splinter, but they would last a long time. But God forbid you ever took your gamer out, for batting practice. So that you didn't do that.
That's chop foul. Speaking of bats, George Foster, the first guy with a black bat, just like Caballero's there, right?
I've said this many times. I idolized that. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, so I went out and put some lighter fluid on the bat and lit it on fire for a while. Charcoaled it up, thought it was great for home run derby in the backyard, and was wondering why these black marks all over the tennis balls we were playing with.
On the field is a strike, hitter's challenging.
VBS powered by T-Mobile. And Caballero correct.
Pitch to the ball. Calls overturned. New York still has 2 challenges remaining.
The bat continues. Well, Paul, you were literally playing with fire with that piece of work.
Well, other than burning a hole in the lawn and everything went well.
Action in the St. Louis bullpen. Brule is up. 2-2. Swing and a miss. No doubt getting him that time. 5th strikeout for McGreevy.
You can see the movement in. This is a two-seamer. Same spin as a changeup. It just ties up. Caballero not able to get to it. Good movement in under the hand.
Here's Wells. Good piece of hitting. His first time up with a single into center for the Yankees' first hit of the game, and he takes ball 1. Cardinals scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, all off of Schlittler, and then 2 in the fourth off of Tim Hill. A rare struggle for Cam. Hit in the air to right field and deep. That is long gone. The Yankees on the board. Austin Wells continuing to percolate a little bit here. A 2-run shot for the Yankee catcher, and it's a 6-2 game.
That's why you concentrate on your at-bats, right? No matter what the score is, Austin Wells has something to prove. The last couple of weeks, he's kind of stepping forward. You just know that the end of the season is not far. You can't take a step back. Got a huge opportunity now to really step up for this Yankee club. His 8th of the year right there. Well, up in the strike zone last month. Could have rolled that over or just got under it, but see, it just looks so easy. That when you look at that swing, it just does not match up with the numbers.
That's going to end the night for McGreevy. Wells injects a little life into this crowd. His 4th home run in the last 16 games. Well, tomorrow on Yes, the Yankees and Cardinals play game 2 here in the Bronx. Extended coverage starts 5 o'clock with 2 hours of pregame leading up to first pitch shortly after 7 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. McGreevy's day is done after Austin Wells' 2-run homer. And here is Brule. Cardinals bullpen has really struggled over the last month. Brule, a lefty specialist.
Well, Brule, the only lefty in the bullpen. And if you look at the Yankees lineup, just left-hander after left-hander, other than Caballero and Dominguez, who is a switch hitter, everybody else left-handed. So you knew first out of the pen is going to be Brule.
And a quick hook there from Marmol, who I'd watched McGreevy throw 4 shutout innings, but single from McMahon. 2 batters later, the homer from Wells. We talked about the numbers from Wells. Now the last 16 games, they're strong. You hope he's starting to find it and become a weapon in that lineup again after what's been a year-long struggle. Last 15 games, the OPS 886, and now tonight a single and a homer already for Wells. Grisham hits that in the air to right field and deep. Walker back. That is gone. Wells and Grisham go back to back. And suddenly the Yankees have some life. It's a 6-3 game.
Well, another welcome sight for the Yankees. Grisham, who has not been swinging the bat great. You'd love to see him get going his 12th home run of the year.
Had been fired for his last 59. His first home run since July 19th against the Dodgers. And now he got a little buzz in the building. Still a lot of real estate left in this game. You talked about it. This is a perfect lane for Brule with the 4 straight lefties at the top of the Yankee order. But the first one gets him for a long ball. 0-2 to Rice. What a cutie in the overalls there, checking in to the Yankee dugout.
He's kind of checking in the dugout, right? Probably eyeing the bazooka bubble gum.
Yeah.
Sunflower seeds. The breaking ball did not get to the outside part of the plate. Just a kind of a stiff arm, just swatted. Got plenty of it, though.
Doesn't come close to finishing the swing, just whacks it out of there. Rice holds up. It's 2-2.
To the spin, and it just did that continue to break away. No bite, just kind of hangs.
A 2-2. Rice fights it off. And he's going to need a new piece of lumber.
It's one of the worst sequences you can ever imagine for a hitter, right? You see breaking ball away, and then boom, you go to cover it, and you see a two-seamer right in on your knuckles. Break a bat. Now you got to get that pitch out of your mind. Because chances are he's going back to that breaking ball down and away.
The hands vibrating afterwards.
That's the least of my worries right now. I got 2 strikes on me.
So Graceffo up in the pen. The 2-2. Rice. It's a 2-hopper to the left side. Fermin will throw out Rice. 2 down.
Well, really, the only place he could hit it right there to the left side of the infield that was going to get caught. He fought it off the other way. He came back with the sinker back in again. Just happened to hit it right at him.
Here's Luis Garcia Jr., who will get a lot of time against righties. Gets this at bat against the lefty. He has singled today in his Yankee debut. Has also flown out to center. Against lefties this season, a .218 batting average with a .627 OPS compared to the .296 .918 against righties. And he chops that one to first. That will end the inning, but not before the Yankees wake up. Austin Wells starting to get hot. Visits the seats in right. Then Trent Grisham looking to break out. Does the same. The deficit has been cut in half. It's a 6-3 game.
Justin Shackle with you for the Audi update. Rays and Rockies at course. Top of the first. 1 on. Junior Caminero unloading deep to right center. Gone for a 2-run shot. His 31st of the season as the Rays strike first. They're now up 5-0 at the top of the second. Rays up 2.5 games on the Yankees in the AL East ride.
All right, thank you very much, Shaq. Top of the 6th inning here at the stadium in a new ball game. The Yankees were down 6-0, looked lifeless, not anymore. Back-to-back homers from Austin Wells and Trent Grisham. And it's a 6-3 game. And 1-1 on Fermin from Kervin Castro. Let's go around the majors. The Padres trading for some starters. Robbie Ray, Casey Mize. How about the Red Sox acquiring Adley Rutschman? Gave up a lot in that deal with the Orioles. And the Cubs acquiring old friend Clay Holmes and then Tyrone Taylor from the Mets. Of course, the headline of the deadline, Tarek Skubal going to the Dodgers. For the Yankees, they acquired Luis Garcia Jr. who's in the lineup tonight. And then Elliot Ramos, who is not yet with the team. Well, you know the Yankees are working to get him here as soon as they can. And Ramos will provide some punch in the outfield for the Yanks. Meredith updated us earlier. Still no word on when exactly Aaron Judge will have that re-imaging done on his rib. So
Pitcher's called a ball.
I think he thought he called it.
Pitcher's called a ball. Pitcher's challenging.
And Austin Wells, I think, said sorry about that because he threw it down without knowing, but he knew.
Calls overturned. It is a strike. Batter's out.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And you see Andy Fletcher saying, that's okay, that's all right. Because even though he knew it was a strike, he didn't want to show up, Andy.
I knew it got a lot of the plate. The question was it high enough? And it did. It caught the bottom of the strike zone. Castro loves it. Go ahead and challenge. You're going to get a strikeout for me.
Well, even Vermeer seemed to think it was a strike, how he reacted. And that's driven to left. Jones, 2 down. The Cardinals have not been sat down 1-2-3 yet tonight. Castro trying to change that here as Yarbrough warms in the Yankee pen. Weatherholt 0 for 1, a couple of walks.
Pitcher's called a ball. Catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Seems to be a constant theme going on here.
Calls overturned. It's a strike.
I think Austin Wells is starting to feel bad.
There'll be no Christmas cards between these two, I think.
It's like, Andy, I'd love to not have to do this, but you're giving me no shot, man.
See how nice he handed him that ball?
Yeah.
trying to make up.
Flick to left. Jones coming on. And that is the first 1-2-3 inning delivered by Yankee pitchers tonight. To the bottom of the 6th we go. It is time for Name That Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. All right. Spent time with St. Louis, 90-93. The Yankees in 93.
Oh, crushed it. Got it.
478 saves. And this is your teammate, Paul.
This is a big man, I'll tell you that. I faced him when he was in Chicago, and it looked like he was throwing a ping pong ball because his hands are so big.
Here's Spencer Jones leading off the bottom of the 6th, and he rifles a foul ball into the camera well. 0-2, new life for the Yankees. Didn't have anything going the first 4 innings in the 5th. Back-to-back homers, Wells and Grisham, as Jones stays alive. That will make the seats. Still 0-2. The 0-2. Tapped weakly to first. Jones retired, 1 away. Dominguez will flip around it from the right side here against the lefty Brule. Dominguez laces a single into right.
Well, if you look at one thing Dominguez has done and improved this year, it's hitting from the right side of the plate. And ball away, just slap it away. Much better hit from the right side than he was a year ago.
Yankees saying, all right, let's go. Here is Jazz. 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. Smashes that. Foul. Look at all the lefties in that lineup. Brule, the only lefty in that pen for St. Louis. There goes Dominguez. Throw down. Not in time. Dominguez with a stolen base. In scoring position here in the 6th.
Well, you're down 3 runs. You got to hold your breath when you're stealing because you cannot get thrown out here and really kind of has a slide step. But Dominguez in there easily.
Dominguez 8 for 8 in stolen base opportunities.
Calling the field was safe at second base. St. Louis was challenging.
I wonder if there was just a moment where he detached from the bag while the glove was on him.
Clearly safe, and then does the arm go off? Like the leg was, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Is he off for just a moment between the leg and the foot?
And have I ever told you I don't like the head first slide?
Yeah.
Just not a big fan. Too many things go wrong.
Pretty cool shot there of everybody watching it on the scoreboard. He's on. Is he off right there? Yeah, if he's off right there, he's out. And it looks like he may be. In Chicago, had a triple, overslid the bag. And made the first out at third. You talked about this earlier, Paul, how this is how people tag nowadays because of replay.
Totally different. You keep the glove on. It's not a swipe tag. They used to swipe it and get it out of there. Now you hold it just in case that body comes at some point away from the bag.
That angle looks a little more questionable. Is he off right there? But is the glove definitely on him right there? Well, they could also say nothing definitive enough to overturn it.
By the way, this is taking a long time, you know that?
Which means maybe they're not going to overturn it.
After review, the call on the field has been overturned. The runner is out. St. Louis will retain their challenge.
Well, Dominguez is out. Not maintaining contact with the bag. Through that slide, 2 away. And that is the first runner that Crooks has thrown out this season.
They didn't throw him out. It just, he got a break.
Yep.
What was he, 0 for 12 or 0 for 13?
He was 0 for 12. And yeah, you're right, Paul. I mean, Dominguez beat the throw. Jazz grounded to second. 8 up with the home, but he stays with it to end the 6th. To the 7th inning we go. It's a 6-3 Cardinals lead. This Saturday, the Yankees Old Timers Day is back, and you can watch your favorite pinstripe legends take the field on Yes. Coverage begins at noon and will include the on-field ceremony and the Old Timers game, where 6 of our Yes Network analysts will be mic'd up on the diamond. Then stay tuned.
No, wait a minute. When you're the poster child for the old timers, that means you're really old. Then,
hey, no, that just means they expect big things in the at-bat. Got Dellin, Coney, Todd Frazier, Paul, Adam Ottavino, and Willie Randolph all participating.
not long before we just team Yes against the other Yankees, right?
Boy, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to face Otto right now.
No,
if he's going
to tell you the truth, I don't want to face any of them. Remember last year, Clemens, he comes, right? Throws me a slider the first pitch. I'm like, Rocket, are you kidding me with that? He said you're lucky you took it because the split finger was coming next.
Oh, man. 2-0. I mean, Paul, it must have been so cool for you when you were playing here, the guys you would get to interact with on Old Timers Day.
The best. You know, it takes me back to the first couple years I'm here, where, you know, when the Old Timers Day was.
Caballero, what a play. My goodness, he got him. Caballero off the high hop with the cannon across the diamond, 1 down.
I'm sure they're going to take a look at this.
Yeah, Jordan Walker seems pretty confident he's safe, and yeah, he should be. He's absolutely safe.
Calling the field is out at first base. St. Louis is challenging.
You know, sometimes even on a missed call and he's safe, you're in awe of the play. And Caballero made a tremendous play here. Walker runs well for his side. We told earlier in the game he steals bases. He was doing well. He was safe.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner's safe. St. Louis will retain their challenge.
You're talking about those first couple of years, though, Paul, the Old Timers Day.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away when I got traded over here, because the first thing I did was take the field in spring training, and you see some of the legends in the field. Well, then you just absolutely were in awe when those guys showed up for Old Timers Day.
All right, it's time for Name That Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen. Paul.
That's big Lee Arthur Smith. Yes, sir. I faced him with the Cubs. I've been my second or third at bat in the major leagues, but then he came. Oh, yeah. Big Lee. Like I said, he was a big man, and that ball just looked like a ping pong ball in his hand. It was so big. The pleasure with playing him with the Yankees. What a great guy.
A Hall of Famer. 7-time All-Star. 3-time Roll Age Relief winner, as Ryan Yarbrough comes in here in the 7th. Job well done by Castro, keeping the Yankees in this game. After Schlittler allowed 4 through 3 was done, Tim Hill allowed 2 on a 2-run homer by Alec Burleson, who has a couple of home runs tonight. Has never had a 3-home run game. There's a strike. 1-1. Now 4th all-time in saves. Appeared in 8 games with the Yanks in '93. Burleson holds off. 2-1. 38,151. The crowd here tonight at the stadium. The 2-1. It's 3-1. Top to first. Garcia to second for one. Back to first. That's a double play. Beautifully turned from Garcia, who threw a bullet to second.
He certainly did. A lot of times you'll see them kind of step in and kind of lollipop, but this was an absolute rocket. Makes it that much easier for Caballero to just give it right back to him. Well done.
Ivan Herrera now up with 2 out, nobody on. And there is ball 1.
Come off the bag. Already inside, so just let it loose and then find the bag. Don't let the pitcher get in the way. Get back there and take it yourself.
Can't do it better than that. Well, he had struggled defensively at second, but he has performed just fine over there at first this season. Yankees will expect to use him a lot against righty pitching. The Yankees are slated to face quite a bit of coming up.
Yeah, that's going to have to be a conversation going down the road here that Aaron Boone is going to have with him, as far as, you're playing every single day. You come here, you expect to do the same thing. Well, you might get some days off against tough lefties here.
The 1-2. Foul back. Good swing there. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. The 1-2. Dismissed. 2-2. Popped up. Chisholm there. Inning over. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Cardinals lead at 6-3. We'll hang out right here for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Corporal, 96-year-old Frank Anthony DeTore from the Bronx, who served in the Korean War. The Yankees say thank you, Frank, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Throw the light with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Justin Shackle, Jack Curry with your Ford Studio update, and it was a long and laborious short outing for Cam Schlittler, but this is still a winnable game for the Yankees.
Aberration for Schlittler. We're so used to him dominating, Justin. He issued leadoff walks in all 3 innings that he pitched. The runners came around to score all 3 times, but the Cardinals have a rocky bullpen. They actually have 12 blown lead losses since July 1st. That's the most in MLB.
We'll see you on the postgame. Ryan, Paul, back to you guys in the booth.
All right, fellas, we'll see if Jack did a little forecasting there. Let's check out tonight's Gusto game recap. Yeah, Yankees got off to a rough start, but the pen has steadied things a bit. Yanks with 3 in the 5th, thanks to the Austin Wells and Trent Grisham home runs. And as Jack talked about, the pen has struggled for the Cardinals. This guy, one of the few exceptions. 1.69 ERA his last 18 appearances. Yankees very familiar with Ryan Stanek, and ball 1 to McMahon.
Yeah, this is a name that was thrown around a lot at the trade deadline. Surprised he's on the hill tonight for the Cardinals.
McMahon jolts that high and deep to right, and McMahon has left the building. It's a 2-run game.
That'll put Ryan McMahon into double figures, his 10th of the year. And put the Yankees 1 run closer, only down by 2 here. Got 9 outs to do something with it.
So 3 home runs from the Yankees. And what was a 6-0 deficit is now a 6-4 game.
I'm sure we'll see a replay, but that looked like one of the quicker swings I've seen McMahon.
How about that swing? Caballero goes boom! And it's a 1-run game. Back to back again.
It seems like Caballero's name's always kind of in the mix. He's always doing something. Good or bad, he's doing something. And this was good.
Yankees went back-to-back in the 5th. They go back-to-back in the 7th. And this building is jumping. It's a 6-5 game. And Austin Wells up. He got it started with a 2-run homers last time.
Well, McMahon, I was saying that it's about as quick as I've seen him get to an inside pitch all year. Just boom, right to the baseball, and that ball was a bomb. Before I even got that out of my mouth, Caballero, ball kind of fading back into him, and a no-doubter.
Crowd still buzzing as Wells holds up 1-2.
Well, give a little credit to Jack Curry, man. He stirred things up. Said, you know what? Yeah, had a bad bullpen, and all of a sudden, bam, bam, we're 1 run back.
He wasn't even back down in the office by the time those 2 home runs were in. A 1-2, and Wells down on strikes. First out here in the bottom of the 7th.
How quick he is to the ball there. There was no loop, no nothing, and then Caballero just got a great pitch and didn't miss it.
I know you love that view, Paul. It is outstanding. Oh, yeah. Here's Grisham. He homered his last time up. The Yankees have all those lefties in this lineup, and the Cardinals have no more lefties in that pen.
Yeah, they use their wild card early. Taking McGreevy out in the top of the fifth.
Yeah.
Into the fifth, I mean. Yeah, I just love that. I mean, nothing to it.
Grisham rips that into right center field. Church over to cut it off. Grisham's going for two. Here's the throw. Not in time. The tying run at second in the form of Trent Grisham.
Boy, a couple good things really happened on this play. First of all, a beautiful swing. Just drives it in, and then watch. He can run. You know, he did have a hamstring injury, and you just wonder if he's all the way back. There was no hesitation there. Good job by Grisham.
I mean, this game has completely flipped.
You know, it's funny, you're down 6-0, you have an inning 3, you think, you know, good, we got on the board, but until you truly believe, hey, we can win this game. And I think these back-to-back home runs and now this double, you know what, we can win this game.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, August 11th when the Yankees take on the Mariners. It's K-Pop Demon Hunters night, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a roomy Yankees bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
See those eyes on there? On that bobblehead?
Oh, yeah.
Mean looking, right? That's what Audrey, she looks at me that way when I take my headphones off too early.
That's the way Cardinals relievers are looking at the Yankees right now. With Grisham, the tying run at second. Yankees trailed 6-0 in this game in the fifth. It's 6-5, Rice up. And Soriano deals strike one.
And just, you watch these swings right there. I mean, the fastball just leaking over the plate to Caballero. Just great swings to get the Yankees back in the game. Soriano, a really good changeup. You see it there. A guy that you really don't want to get to 2 strikes because he can put you away with that changeup.
Rice up, the new acquisition, Garcia on deck. Grisham leads off second, the 1-1. And it's 2-1 on Rice. And 2-1. 2-2. And here it is, that 2-strike count. With Grisham leading off second in a 6-5 game. Rice skies that to right center. Church over, 2 away.
Well, he got the changeup, but this changeup was up in the strike zone. That's why Ben Rice is frustrated. You know, not quite where he wants to be mechanically. This is a good pitch to hit from a guy that you know has a great sinking changeup. This one stayed up. Gave him a shot to get it, but he just got under.
How about this spot for Luis Garcia Jr.? His Yankee debut, already a hit tonight. Tying run at second. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 out. Garcia flies that down the left field line. Torres over. It'll make the seats, and the at-bat continues.
You know, in the old days, Ryan, you got traded. You come over and you're facing a completely different pitchers. A lot of times you don't know. We know with interleague, and right here, Garcia coming from the National League, this is an extremely comfortable at bat. He's played the Cardinals, and you've had interleague, so you don't have a lot of surprises like you used to.
0-1 on Garcia. 1-1. George Soriano, the cousin of Alfonso Soriano. Garcia 0 for 4 against Soriano in his career. The 1-1. Chases the change there, 1-2.
That's about as good as it gets. I mean, it starts out of his hand as a strike, and then it just moves down and away the whole way there. You really got to look out, away from him. If he beats you inside, he beats you. His changeup is just too good.
The 1-2. He in the dirt. It's 2-2. Yes, the second best whiff percentage on a changeup in the National League. Count 2-2 on Garcia. Pitch. Garcia fouls a straight back out of heater there.
Yeah, it was a fastball out of the strike zone, but you see it up after seeing all those changeups down and away, and it's almost setting up this next changeup, and you were hoping to get a swing and a miss there.
The 2-2. Garcia gets it right. Deep right field. Welcome to the Bronx, Luis. Yankees lead.
Well, his 24th home run of the year, but this is the first one he's hit in the Bronx, and I don't know if he's had a reception like this. What an at-bat. Fouled off, got back to that changeup, kept that one over the plate a little bit, and an absolute rocket. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Bronx.
Brown was looking for a curtain call there for a moment. Just a laser out to right.
It's just complete balance. He stayed back enough where he could just drop the head of the bat. Well, you can see that swing really could fit into here well. Hands back, just kind of dropped the bat. And boy, I am really impressed with his bat speed. I haven't seen him swing the bat a lot. Boy, tonight on his swings, he can get that barrel out there quick.
Down 6-0. The Yankees lead 7-6. And they've done it with the long ball.
Here's a changeup, and you see this one is over the plate. It goes down, but it's over the plate. You see it much better as a hitter. Oh, what a feeling that's got to be. Can't keep that smile in. Look at that.
Are you kidding me right now?
You become close friends with people in the night, that we can trade it over.
And that ball was still rising. A 2-run over from Wells. A solo shot from Grisham in the 5th. And then here in the 7th, McMahon, Caballero, and now Garcia all go yard. And the Yankees lead at 7-6. Dominguez, the last Yankee homer in his debut. His Jones goes down on strikes, but the damage done. Here in the 7th, McMahon got it started, ringing the bell in right. Then Caballero went for a ride to left. And Luis Garcia Jr. said, these pinstripes, they feel pretty nice. Stadium rocking, Yankees leading. What a moment in the 7th. Luis Garcia Jr., his first game as a Yankee. And he gets a go-ahead 2-run shot with 2 outs. Yankees down 6-0 in the 5th. Now have a 7-6 lead in the 8th.
Well, if you look at the unsung heroes, Cruz, to come in here and throw up a couple zeros and give them an opportunity, I'm sure Ken Schlittler feels much better. I mean, a subpar outing for him, and the team able to come all the way back and take the lead here.
Cam Schlittler lasted just 3 innings today. Shavini warming up in the Yankee pen. Tim Hill came on in the 4th, gave up a 2-run shot. And then, as Paul talked about, Kervin Castro steadied things. And Yarborough has continued it. And then in the 7th, you got homers from McMahon, Caballero, and Garcia. I'm going to show you some awesome reaction shots from the bottom of the 7th in a moment.
From the booth, we had some good reactions up here.
We had some big reactions as well. Now, certain calls you got to stand to get into, you know?
It's kind of like the movie script, right?
That's right.
First night in. Productive inning right there from those 3 guys.
Yeah. Time violation right there. So 2-2 count. That ball's driven in the air to center and deep. Grisham racing back. Grisham looking up. It's off the wall. And then his feet. Grisham trying to flag it down. Heading into 3rd is Torres, and he is there for a leadoff triple. Blaze Jordan with the pinch hit triple.
Yeah, right down the middle, right off the barrel. And this goes a long way. Unfortunately, it hits Grisham right in the shin, and that kind of slows it down where he's not able to get it in quick enough before you've got a triple.
Yankees will go to the pen. How about these emotions from the 7th inning as the Yankees put together 3 home runs. It started with McMahon. Made it a 2-run game. Then Caballero made it a 1-run game. And then this swing from Luis Garcia Jr. with 2 outs to put the Yankees in front in Garcia's debut in the Bronx. But now,
yeah, we're right back to square one.
Yeah, the Yankees find themselves in trouble with Shavini having to come on, runner on 3rd, no outs. After Yarborough stayed in rather than going right to Shavini. And then once you committed him going out, when the Cardinals went to the bench, you couldn't then make the change. Would have had to be before that.
Well, you see how good his change up there with that swing right there from Wynn. Just totally fooled. Got Caballero back at shortstop, but you got Jazz. Everybody else hit.
Church on deck. Two, 1. 3-1. Yankees trailed 6-0 in the 5th. Austin Wells started the scoring with a 2-run homer. Then Grisham with a solo shot made it 6-3, and then those 3 home runs in the 7th. And a 7-6 Yankee lead, but it's perilous right now. As Wynn walks, and 1st and 3rd, nobody out for the Cardinals here in the 8th.
You know, you can't give up 2 or 3 trying to save 1, you know, and not by walking him. You're almost setting up a bigger inning. Jordan at first base still. You've got McMahon in. Obviously, Garcia Jr. is going to be in because he's holding a runner, but then middle infielder's back for double play.
1-0. Pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Good change up there from Cheville.
You really try to get that first out. If you can get an out here and save that run, then you've got the possibility of a double play.
Another good change. Cheville has been so good for the Yankees. Trying to get out of this jam. Preserve the lead. The 1-2 to Church. With the slider, 2-2.
They're trying to change things up, still off speed, but you know, try to get away from that changeup. It's some thrown 3 in a row.
Hitting the air to right and deep. Dominguez back, looking up, and that is gone. Church breaking hearts here at the stadium with a 3-run shot, and just like that, St. Louis is back in front.
Well, it just goes back to a lot of changeups in one count, and then when you miss, the hitter has seen it so many times, as Garcia did for the Yankees. Changeup up in the strike zone, doesn't have movement down and away, ends up in the seats.
Well, a stunning turn after the incredible comeback, and now the Yankees will need to try and do it again. First earned run allowed since April 16th for Cheville.
In the world is that big? Somebody right down the middle.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And yeah, it's a lot of ball in the zone.
New York has 2 jobs tonight.
Austin Wells has been on it tonight. Foul back here right under our booth.
Right back to baseball makes no sense. Here's 2 teams that have struggled coming in offensively for the last 2 weeks. We got 19 hits and 16 runs on the board combined.
And that's baseball, Susan. And that's why, as deflating as that swing from Church was, it feels like this book may have a couple more chapters still. But it starts with Cheville keeping it right here. Fermin watches that one sail by, 2-2. And it's 3-2. Yankees without a couple of their trusted arms down there in the pen, no doubt, thanks to the use lately. That is rocketed to left field. Fermin on with a base hit.
Well, fastball count up in the zone. Didn't fool him a bit. Ball ripped to left field.
Here's Jimmy Crooks. One on, nobody out. Top of the 8th. Crooks tomahawks that. High, deep, and into the second deck. And just like that, the Cardinals back up by 4.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
It was an exciting time, and now the Yankees digging themselves a hole where they're going to have a fantastic finish. But all of a sudden, St. Louis Cardinals playing home run derby. They're just up in the strike zone. You see Austin Wells' glove moving up, not where the target was intended to be.
Yeah. From euphoric to dejected.
I'm just saying, he was probably smiling 10 minutes ago.
Yep. What a roller coaster of emotions in this game. And another base hit. Nobody up in that Yankee pen, so Chevy is going to have to find a way out of this. You wonder how much differently the inning might have felt for Chevy if he had started with a fresh inning rather than having to come in with a man on third, nobody out.
Yeah, it looked like he was coming in and just trying to pitch perfect to save that run at third base, and it's turned into a huge inning by the walk and then a couple hanging changeups. And he has been so good coming out of the bullpen for the Yankees until tonight.
And you talked about it, Paul. You don't want to give up 3 or 4 trying to protect one. It's kind of what's happened here. As Caballero makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Because even if they got that one tie game, the way the Yankee offense has been the last few innings, you're feeling like, all right, you're going to get that run here at home. But
yeah, the first thing happens, he got a couple strikes with that changeup, and then then you get greedy and try to make that perfect pitch. And if you don't throw that changeup perfect, after a hitter's seen it 3 or 4 times, you see what happens.
There's Burleson, already 2 home runs tonight. Swings and misses at 98, 0-1. The 1-1. Burleson swings over that slider, 2-2.
All of a sudden, this inning getting away from Chavihi. I mean, his season high for pitches 34, and he's got 1 out here closing in on 30. Nobody up in the bullpen.
2-2. Burleson putting on a tough at bat. We had a 2-run homer to start the Cardinals scoring in the first off of Schlittler, and then a 2-run homer off the lefty Tim Hill in the fourth. It's a Cardinals team that has had such a hard time scoring runs of late. Not tonight. A 3-home run game for Alec Burleson, the first of his career. And just like that, the deficit is back to 6 for the Yanks.
Well, we've seen some ups and downs in this game. Some really good things from the newcomer from Garcia, and then all of a sudden the pitching staff of the Yankees not being who they usually are. Alec Burleson having some kind of night, career night, first time 3 home runs.
QB has been so good, but just cannot navigate this 8th. 3rd home run allowed in the inning. And after the Yankees hit 3 homers in the 7th, St. Louis with 3 homers in the 8th. And that swing sent a lot of fans to the exits. Harbaugh likes what he's seen from his team here in this 8th. 13 runs tonight for St. Louis. Topped to first. Garcia will take it himself. 2 down.
Another changeup, and inner half to a lefty. It's like a dream shot here in Yankee Stadium. Want that ball to go down and away instead of down and in. And the necklace is going to be tarnished tonight. There's been around a lot of necks.
What a wild game, huh?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. One good thing, if you look at it, the Yankees offense obviously battled back, fought back. Seeing some a glimpse of what this offense can do. Last week or so, it's been so tough to score runs.
Cardinals bat around in the 8th and take the lead back in an authoritative way. The 2-2. Garcia gets it a ride. Deep right field. Welcome to the Bronx, Luis. Yankees lead. A little behind the scenes of a 7th inning that was exhilarating with Luis Garcia Jr.'s go-ahead home run, erasing the 6-0 deficit, giving the Yankees the lead. And then the other side of the coin in the 8th with the Cardinals responding with 7 runs in the 8th, and they lead 13-7.
We can do a lot of things in the truck. Can we just edit the top of the 8th or something? Left at the bottom of the 7th. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. But sometimes you got to get your body into the call,
I saw that. I was impressed.
Sounds of voice isn't enough. Fermin in left, Jordan at third. So a Cruz thrown in the Yankee pen. There has to be 8 runs or more in order to throw a position player.
I bet Aaron Boone wishes it was 6 because the last thing he wants to do right now is throw Cruz out there for another outing. But
yeah,
no option the way the bullpen has been spent the last week.
And that was the tough spot the Yankees got put in with Yarborough, who would have been out there presumably for a while. And the Yankees take the lead, and Chavi, who had been so good, comes on and gets tattooed in that 8th. Came on to a tough situation, though, with Yarborough facing the first batter of the inning and yielding a triple. And Dominguez down, looking at strike 3. Here's the bullpen budget. And yeah, Cruz has thrown a lot of late. Jazz 0 for 3 tonight. Towering fly ball. Deep but in the yard. And Walker makes the catch. 2 down. Here's McMahon. Had the first of the Yankees' 3 home runs in the 7th. Gordon Graceffo grew up a Yankee fan, and this is his first career game against them. He and his dad, Gerald, had a Saturday season ticket package for years until Gordon went to college. From Cranford, New Jersey. Got to be pretty cool for him and his entire family to see him pitching here on the mound at Yankee Stadium. Trying to throw a scoreless 8th. 1-2. Grounded weakly to short. And Graceffo, the Yankee fan growing up, throws a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. And by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, feels so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Game has moved to the 9th inning. Cardinals a 13-7 lead on the Yanks. Yankees have to use Fernando Cruz here just because their pen is short and they've used so many relievers already tonight. Obviously, Aaron Boone would rather not have to use him in a game they're down 13-7 in the 9th.
Yeah, he's just praying for a short inning. You don't want an extended inning from Cruz here, where you're going to lose him tomorrow.
Hey, John Hamm, big Cardinals fan. St. Louis native in the building tonight. This Yankees-Cardinals game.
Got some good movies out, too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I love Friends and Neighbors. Outstanding. And was a huge Mad Men fan as well.
Got his phone in his pocket. Call him. Tell him.
No, I would love to. I don't have John's number. Swing and a miss. One away. Maybe an outing. Cruz can have a good ninth. Helps him reset as he has struggled a little of late.
Yeah, that last split finger, you talk about, hitters earlier in the game, the importance of concentrating. Well, he's trying to find that split again. He left some up on the road, gave up some runs. That last splitter was perfect. Down and in to a righty outside of the strike zone.
Near one. If you are just joining us, you have missed a wild ride tonight.
Should have watched the first 7 and not the last couple.
Yeah. Fly ball, shallow left toward the line. Jones there, 2 down. Yankees fell behind 6-0. Cam Schlittler lasted just 3 innings. Then the Yankees started to crawl back in the 5th. Back-to-back homers from Wells and Grisham. And then in the 7th, McMahon and Caballero with back-to-back homers to cut the deficit to 1. And then Luis Garcia Jr. making his debut for the Yanks tonight. A 2-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th to give the Yankees the lead dramatically. Stadium up for grabs. And then in the 8th, after taking that 7-6 lead, the Yankees cough up 7 runs, and that's the 13-7 deficit you see right now. Only the 3rd game in Yankee history with both teams hitting 5 or more home runs. And that'll do it for the top of the 9th. 1-2-3 inning from Cruz. Does that help him to reset? The AutoZone road ahead. Yankees will take on the Cardinals again tomorrow night and Wednesday. And then off Thursday, we'll face the Braves. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, another off day, and then 3 against the Mariners next week at the stadium before they head to Toronto. Last licks for the Yanks. Caballero, Wells, and Grisham. Rosefo remains in after a 1-2-3-8. The New Jersey native deals strike 1. Now, we mentioned this is just the 3rd game in Yankees history where both teams have hit 5 or more home runs. It's been a while since the other 2. 1950.
Oh, boy.
June 23rd, 1950 at Detroit. Yankees hit 6. Detroit hit 5 in a 10-9 Tigers win on a Hoot Evers walk-off inside the park.
Oh, Hoot did that?
Yeah, he did. 2-run homer. And then the only other time in Yankee history, May 22nd, 1930, at Philly, a 20-13 win. Lou Gehrig hit 3 of them.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we are old school when we go back there.
Yep. Caballero down on strikes. Hey fans, stay tuned for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Justin Shackle and Jack Curry are in the studio with highlights and analysis. Meredith Morakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. All coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. If you're looking for positives from this game tonight, you would say the Yankee offense starting to show life in the debut for Garcia. Grisham seemingly breaking out of it a little bit, and Wells continuing his recent hot streak.
Well, you can close the book on the road trip and the lack of offense. You come home and you know, offensively you've done a lot of good things tonight. It's just for some reason it's kind of a blip on the screen that the pitching was not the Yankee pitching tonight.
The Yankees down to their final out with Grisham up. He homered in the 5th, doubled in the 7th. That was after he was in a 5 for 59 funk. One-0. Alec Burleson, 3 two-run homers in this game to lead the way for St. Louis. Nathan Church with a go-ahead 3-run shot in the 8th. Grisham smacks that to right, but right at Walker, and that will do it. St. Louis wins it 13-7 the final in a crazy game in the Bronx.
Yeah, you saw offense come, you saw offense go, you saw the pitching not what the pitching usually is. You know, you got to close the book on this one because you've got a long homestand. You got 8 more games here, and you got to make some things happen. Trade deadline's over. This is what we got. We got to go forward and start fighting.
St. Louis wins it 13-7. We'll be back in a moment. Wrap things up here on Yes. The game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Yeah, how can you start your career with the Yankees other than this? Luis Garcia, an absolute rocket. Got Ryan off of his chair in the booth. Didn't win for the Yankees, but it was fun while I was there.
Gave him the lead in the 7th for the Chevy player of the game. Had a lot to say all day long.
Well, and Alec Burleson, I mean, what a game. His first career 3 home run game. Wow, what a night for Burleson. That one put it away right there. Chavihi had a tough inning. I think he's got to close the book on this one. Get back on him tomorrow.
13-13-0 for the Cardinals, 7-10-0 for the Yanks. 3 hours and 25 minutes. Restrepo the win, Chavihi the loss, and the Yankees with 5 homers tonight. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Justin Shackle and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producers Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again tomorrow as the Yankees take on the Cardinals in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7 o'clock. Once again, the final score, the Cardinals 13 and the Yankees 7. For Paul O'Neill and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Ryan Rucco. Now let's go.